Hey craft students, how are you today? Can you believe there's only about another month of school left? That's very exciting. Everybody, I want to tell you about a project we're going to do. If we were in school, we would do real mosaics with little tiles and little stones and pieces of glass. But because we're not there, I'm going to have you design and create a paper mosaic. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper, at least maybe 8.5 by 11, 9 by 12, or if you want to go like square, you could go 12 by 12 if you want to go a little bit bigger, whatever you're comfortable with. And you're going to need a lot of little bits of colored paper. You could use actual colored paper that you might have. Maybe you've got some wrappers. I really like that Starburst color. I don't know if it's going to glue well. And you might have magazines at home. Like I found a lot of pieces of colors that I like. Like I wouldn't use any of the picture right there of that little pencil, but I would definitely cut it apart and use some other shapes. And you can cut it into perfect little squares, or you could go random shapes. You might want different shapes and sizes. If we were in school, I would show you how to use these special nippers, and you'd all get some great blisters from nipping the tiles. But today, you're probably just going to get sticky fingers, and it's going to take a while. It's going to be a little bit labor intensive. So plan on, spending a few hours over the next week doing this. You're also going to need some glue. Sadly, I did not have very good glue here at my house. Maybe you've got a glue stick, maybe you've got some Elmer's. I ended up finding some wood glue, that's all I had, and it was really thick, so I added a little bit of water to it, and I'm actually using my paintbrush to glue things on, to stick the glue at any rate. So what I've done is I've sketched what I wanted to draw, and I wanted to draw this beautiful trillium. It's kind of a 3-petaled flower, and it has 3 leaves. And then there are some beautiful, these things are called trout lilies. I've got a really bad shadow right now going on. So I've kind of delicately sketched those out. And then I've cut all my pieces. You can probably see them all here. And I've just got them all over. Maybe if you want to be really tidy with your pieces, maybe you want to make some origami boxes and put all your little tiles in. That would be great. What I like to do when I glue it on, sometimes I'll start with a major shape, and I'm going to add a little glue. So I'm going to do the edge of this petal. I found that my wood glue frankly, I don't really like the color. It dries kind of a weird clear, or kind of a weird yellowish color, I guess. This is probably going to be the worst video yet. I'm going to probably have to start over, aren't I? So I am looking at that long one. I'm kind of like going along the edge of my shapes, kind of creating a border. When you looked at all those different mosaics from Ravenna, you probably noticed that a lot of times on the faces, they would almost like outline them first with several colors. And you might want to have several different colors within your shape. Like I've got this beautiful kind of pink flower leaf, but sometimes it's a little darker near the center or if it's in shadow. So I have like this weird maroonish color. Maybe I'm going to add a little dab there. It's almost like Impressionism. Remember studying Impressionism in studio and art? That was where all the little dabs of colors kind of bled together in your eye, or like mixed together in your eye. And so it was more exciting than just painting something one flat color. And when you glue them on, you don't want to let them touch. You want to leave a little bit of space in between all of these imaginary tesserae, because in real life, we would have like this thick, gluey surface that you would be gluing things into. And they're thick tiles, like they're 3-dimensional. And so we want to give that illusion as if there's space in between. If we were overlapping these pieces of paper, that would look like a collage. You've probably done collages before where maybe you've like glued it all on. We don't want it to look like that. We want it to look like there's separate little bits that are all creating this beautiful mosaic. And you've seen a lot of pictures from that video, which I thought was pretty good. Golly, I'm dropping bits. So maybe I'm going to use, I don't really like that one. I'm probably going to use some more pink. So I just want you to glue carefully. Now sometimes if you know that you've got a little shape that you need a piece, like maybe I need a little triangular piece in there. Like maybe I want it to be a little bit pointy, but it doesn't quite fit. You can just use your scissors and cut it smaller. If we were in school, you would just use your tile nippers and like cut tinier little bits of tile. So definitely you want to leave spaces in between all your tiles. think about outlining your shapes, kind of at least having the tiles match up with your outline so it's not so random. And then in my background, I'm going to make kind of a forest floor background. It would look kind of like dappled light. And so I might use some bigger chunks, and I've got like some different chunks. Like I found some nice brown. I would definitely cut it so that I don't have text on that. But I'm going to cut some shapes, and I think that it's okay to have bigger tiles near the outside edge because you want to just have lots of detail in whatever you're doing. But then the background can be a little bit simpler. So, and sometimes it's more interesting too because you've got like really tiny shapes, you've got some bigger shapes, so it's more visually interesting. It gives you some variety. Little things peeling up there. So that's what I want you to do. So the main thing is use a lot of colors. Don't use any text. Like definitely just cut paper so you just have colors. If you have color paper that has like a little bit of a texture, that's okay because we're kind of replicating stone or tile work. But I would have plain colors. And I think the more colorful your picture, the more fun it will be. If it's all like mainly one color, it probably won't be so fun. And it's nice to have opposite colors. Like I've got this bright pink, then I've got the dark green in the background. I'm gonna have a dark green stem and then like a lighter green here, maybe some orangish green down here. So I'm gonna continue working on mine as well, but I just wanted to kind of give you a little overview about how to glue it. Does that all make sense? I hope so, kids. I'm gonna listen to this video now and probably delete it. Bye.